Good morning on my blue collar workers, on my YouTubers. Hope everybody have a good day out there. Just figured I'd make a little video. I'm sitting here at work early. Man, we got some snow last night, so it's gonna be a little bit of a mission. I'm still up on the roof at Mystic Lake Casino, so I have to wade through the snow to go do it's not that much. It's like an inch of snow, but they're gonna be all the pipe and everything gonna be covered in snow, so that's what I gotta look forward to today. Luckily I got my bibs in the back. I just think about some things like, man, it's kind of been like a little bit of a struggle for me. Like, there been a lot of financial things pop up. And I was just thinking about goals and like how making long-term goals is important. So some of y'all that have been watching my channel probably know a little bit more about my background, but I did a bunch of time in prison, whatever. I've been on probation, federal probation, for the last 5 years. I'm about to get off federal probation on the 19th. Did the whole 5 years, then it cut me off early for whatever reason. So I'm a third-year apprentice pipe fitter. Things are looking good. June I'll get fourth year. I'm already making fourth-year pay because I'm a welder, so I get paid a year in advance. I work a weekend job. I've been working a weekend job for the last 2.5 years. I think this year so far I've already made like 107,000. So I don't know. It seems like that's good money, but like it's still check to check. I got bills, whatever. So I bought a house like right before I got into the pipe fitters. I bought a house. It was meant to be like a starter house. Like that was kind of, I didn't want to put too much money in it. I spent like, I think it was like 176,000 is what I bought it for. Now it's worth like 240 or something like that. And I only owe like, I think I owe like 150,000 on it still. So I got equity. That was always kind of my goal in buying a house, was to build up equity. I knew I didn't want to live there forever. I knew that, I just want to build up some equity so I could roll that equity over into a nicer house when my income got to a higher level. So when I got into pipe fitters, man, I went in debt like 30 grand. Like, it was a big pay cut from what I was doing. Like, I'm making more money now, but at the time I had been making more money as a first-year apprentice. It was a big pay cut, so I went probably about 30 grand in debt. So ever since then, it's been like just trying to fight off debt and trying to get ahead. So I had bought an expensive car before I got into pipe fitters. I got a Jaguar F-Pace. It's like a SUV. That started having issues. Everything on that is expensive to fix, so it's like every time something happened with that, it would set me back. Finally, it just happened like a couple weeks ago that, like, man, I missed like 3 days of work. They couldn't figure out what's wrong. They still don't know what's wrong with it. It's still in another shop. I went to like 3 different shops with it. It's still sitting in the shop, so I went and bought another car. So, of course, I bought a 2013 Mercedes-Benz, low miles. I mean, it sounds kind of extravagant, but it's really not. I got it for a pretty good price. It's a good car for the winter, all-wheel drive. But now I got 2 car payments, 2 cars on insurance. I've been trying to put money into the house, try to fix it up, because I'm getting to the point where I'm feeling like 5th year, 4th year apprentice. I'm probably gonna try to get a nicer house in a nicer neighborhood. That's been my goal. So I wanted to put some money into the house to build up how much it's worth. So I just got I'm getting new Anderson windows put in on the 16th. So that'll be another payment I got. So it's just like all these payments, it gets tight to where it's like I'm making good money, but I'm not cash rich. Like, I ain't got money just to spend. So trying to work on cutting down spending and stuff like that on unnecessary stuff. I'm not that good at that. Former drug dealer, like, it's hard for me to not spend money. Like, my goal is always make more money. It's not really spend less. It's always make more money. But anyway, I can kind of see like it's gonna pay off. Like, I'm kind of starting to see the progress that I'm making, as far as like how much money I make, the things with my house. Like, I can see in the distance that it's coming. It's just a matter of keeping my mindset focused on the long-term goal. Like, it's always good to have short-term goals, but you gotta have kind of a direction that you're heading. So that was one good thing about getting into the trade, is getting into an apprenticeship. It's a 5-year apprenticeship, so it's like that's automatically a long-term goal. Like, it's gonna be 5 years before you turn out as a journeyman, or I don't know, some other trades might not be 5 years, they might be less, but for me going into it, I knew it was a 5 year. It was a 5 year goal that I was getting myself into. That I knew I was gonna have to. I was gonna have to thug it out for 5 years. Which, I mean, I've done 20 years in prison, so I mean, 5 years didn't seem like that bad of a trade-off when I'm doing something productive. And compared to some people go to college for years, whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like you always got to kind of keep that long-term goal so that you have something, a direction that you're pointing yourself to. And then it's also good to have short-term goals and intermediate goals. Like, I had read a book when I was in prison that kind of had put me on this path for setting goals. It was saying you should have like a 6-month goal, 1 year goal, 5 year goal. You should always have stacks of goals, so that way when you accomplish something, it keeps you on the right track. You keep giving yourself positive reinforcement that you're achieving something, so it keeps you from getting discouraged and just being like, nah, I can't do this. And I've noticed a lot of people that don't make goals. Like, some of my friends, I got some people that was in prison with me that they're all doing great right now, and I got some people that I was in prison with that they're doing terrible right now. And the big thing I see is, like, the ones who are not doing so good, like, they're not making goals. They're not striving to achieve anything. They're just living. And if you're just living in the moment, you're just going to go by the seat of your pants and take whatever comes. You're not going to be prepared to advance yourself to the next level, because you're just focused on right now and what I can do. So, I mean, it sounds just kind of like a rant. It probably is just a rant. It's just something I was thinking about, because I've just noticed, like, my goals are starting to come to fruition. Like, I'm not there yet. I don't know where my end result is. Like, I'm gonna have to make more goals at some point, because at some point I can see that I'm gonna achieve these goals. Like, getting off federal probation, that's a huge goal. Like, man, I made it 5 years. I didn't have no mess ups, no mistakes, never got in trouble once. My apprenticeship, I'm about to be a 4th year next year. Like, these things that I've been working towards, even the house, like the house, I'm been looking at houses in different neighborhoods right now, and I kind of got an idea where I think I'm gonna try to find a house. Just a matter of what I like. If I'm gonna move to another house, I'm probably gonna be there for a long time, so I kind of want to make sure that it has all the things I want. And some of the stuff's kind of petty. Like, I really would like a place with a fireplace. That doesn't really sound like something that should make or break a house, but it would be something that I would like to have, as well as I'd really like a 3-car garage, because I want to get a motorcycle. Motorcycle always keep getting pushed back on my list, because it's more something for fun versus something mandatory. I mean, now I got the Benz and I got the Jag, and it's like, I really don't even want the Jag no more, but I'm underwater on it, so I can't really get rid of it. So it looks on paper, it looks like I'm doing real well, but it's still a little bit of a struggle. Like, every day you still got to try to figure something else out. So I don't know. I guess that's just kind of my message to everybody, man. Just, like, make these goals. Set your goals. Structure your goals in steps, so that you always feel like you're accomplishing something, and don't give up on them. Because as long as every day you get up, and you, at the end of the day, when you go back to sleep, you think, like, what did I do today to get closer to accomplishing a goal? Like, then you're moving in the right path. And that's what I do every day. Like, every day I try to do something, even if it's something stupid, like just at work, just trying to better myself, or give myself a better reputation with the people I work with. I feel like that's building towards my career, giving me a better shot to be a foreman at some point in time, where I can make more money. Like, it's always something, even if it's baby steps. As long as you're doing something every day, like, you're focused on something, you're not going to get distracted and start doing stuff that's not going to benefit you. So I don't know. I guess that's just my word to y'all, man. Just focus on them goals. Focus on bettering yourself. Like, it ain't got to be, everybody ain't got to have the same goals in life. Everybody ain't got to have the same end destination. Like, we all going to go on our own path, whatever. But if you want to find some kind of reason for your life, like, it's really good to just try to be able to better yourself, to be the best person that you can be. And at the end of the day, like, that's all I'm doing. I just want to reach my full potential, and just look back and be like, yeah, I did some stuff that I can be proud of. Or look at how much I've turned it around, whatever, changed it. At the same time, like, I want to have fun. I want to live comfortable. So yeah, I might buy some fancy stuff, whatever. It's not the most fancy. Like, it's not a brand new $100,000 Benz. I don't know that I need that, but I mean, that'd probably be cool. But that's not my goal. I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic with my goals, and I don't know. I just want to see everybody else do good too, man. Because I know for a long time I was lost. I didn't have no direction, and I never had nobody really explain it to me or break it down. And I just want to try to help out anybody I can. So if you're struggling, if you're trying to figure out what your next move is, like just really sit down and think about like, where do I want to be tomorrow? Where do I want to be in 6 months? Where do I want to be in a year? Where do I want to be in 5 years? And try to be realistic with it. Like, can't be like, oh, I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. Like that's not realistic. Like, what can you realistically accomplish, and what steps can you take to accomplish the goals that you're trying to set? Like, just setting goals is one thing, but you got to be able to recognize yourself what you're capable of doing in order to get there. Like, what are the steps to get to this goal that you want to do? Buying a house for me, that was something it was kind of something I had thought about. I knew I wanted to do, but I didn't put that much thought into it until I started thinking about like long-term plan where I want to be. And the first step was, well, let's just get something cheap and we'll build up some money, because I'm terrible at saving. So I ain't never going to be able to just save up enough money to buy a house. Like, so buying a house is kind of like a savings account for me. Like you're forcing yourself to save that money. That equity is going to stay there, unlike an apartment where you're just paying somebody else and then they're building off your equity. So I know, just a little rant for today. Hope everybody have a good day. I'm about to go get out in the snow and see if it warms up a little bit today. Have a good day, everybody.